Can you please rise in honor of the bride? This is a very special occasion in joining Andrea and Michael in the union of marriage. Michael, you may receive your bride and walk her forward, please. Thank you, and you may be seated. Now, Andrea and Michael, the two of you have each had separate paths that led you to this point. And it's the unity candle later on that will represent exactly that. How your two lives will become one through marriage. Now, along its path, when the two of you met, this step into marriage is with the two of you keeping the other's best interests in mind. Feeling every bit of yourself to keep the other happy. And if there's a few things that I hope would carry along its way with the two of you throughout your journey in marriage together, it would be for you both to always be willing, from the heart, to listen, learn, and to love. And by that I simply mean to have the ability to always be willing to listen to one another, what it is that they have to offer, and what makes them feel whole and complete and part of this relationship. Because after all, they just may be the voice of reason. And secondly, would be the ability to learn. Always be willing to learn whatever it takes to help the other fulfill every desire, every wish, every dream and goal that they may have. And lastly, but most importantly, is the ability to love one another unconditionally, which means no strings attached. It's an ongoing love, and this is the type of love that I hope the two of you would wish to express to one another each and every day. Keeping in mind, Michael, that Andrea's happiness will always be far more important than your own. And for you, that Michael's happiness will be more important than yours. Because with that in your minds and in your hearts, I have no doubt that your lives together will be everything that you want it to be. So with that said, sir, I'll ask you first. With your presence here today, alongside Andrea, do you take her as your wife in promising to love, honor, cherish, and respecting her always, allowing nothing or no one to ever come between the two of you? Do you take her as your wife?
I do.
Thank you, sir. And Andrea, I'll ask you the same. With your presence here today, alongside Michael, do you take him as your husband in promising to love, honor, cherish, and respecting him always, allowing nothing or no one to come between the two of you? Do you take him as your husband?
I do.
If I could have you hand over your bouquet. If the two of you would turn and face each other and hold each other's hands. Now, as you look into each other's eyes, you will see the very reason why you are here today. Proving that at this moment, there is no one more important than who stands before you. So, Michael, as you look into Andrea's eyes, I'll have you repeat your vows. I, Michael Forrest, in faith.
I, Michael Forrest, in faith.
Honestly and love take you, Andrea Lee.
Honestly and love take you, Andrea Lee.
As my wife.
As my wife.
Before God who brought us together.
Before God who brought us together.
To love you.
To love you.
Cherish you.
Cherish you.
And entrust myself.
And entrust myself.
To guide you in all things through life's experiences.
To guide you through all things in life's experiences.
As we follow God.
As we follow God.
I commit to you this day.
I commit to you this day.
All that I am.
All that I am.
And all that my love, no matter the trial.
All my love, no matter
whether sickness, health, joys or sorrows, until we parted by death. Andrea, as you look into Michael's eyes, I'll have you repeat your vows. I, Andrea Lee in faith.
I, Andrea Lee in faith.
Honestly and love take you.
Honesty and love take you.
Michael Forrest as my husband.
Michael Forrest as my husband.
Before God,
who
brought us together,
to
love you, cherish you, to obey you, and to submit myself unto you, in all things, and to follow you through all of life's experiences, as we follow God. I commit to you this day, all that I am, all my love, no matter the trial, whether sickness, health, joys or sorrows, until we are parted by death. Thank you. And at this time, may I have the rings, please? Now these rings will seal this commitment. They're not only tokens, but symbols of the very love and devotion that the two of you are expressing here today. And my hope is that in each and every day, with the two of you wearing these rings, may they constantly remind you of that promise and pledge that you have just made to one another. And in time, these rings may lose beauty, but I hope that the two of you would not only value, but take honor in wearing these rings for what they truly represent. And through your friends and family, the beauty will shine through you both. And the two of you will always remain a wonderful example for all. So Michael, I'll ask you to take her ring. You could place it upon her ring finger, and if you could please repeat, with this ring, I seal my promise. To be your faithful and loving husband. And I feel so honored. To call you my wife. Thank you, sir. Okay. You could place it upon his ring finger, and if you could please repeat, with this ring, I seal my promise. To be your faithful and loving wife.
To be your faithful and loving wife.
And I feel so honored. To call you my husband. If I could have the two of you step over to the unity candle. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the two of you have each had separate paths that led you to this moment. And it's the individual lit tapers that are representing your individual lives. And in lighting the center candle, you will not only be uniting yourselves, but that of your families as well. So I'll ask you to take a hold of your individual taper and light the center candle at the same time, which will also be symbolizing the creation of a new journey with new memories. And once lit, if I could have the two of you turn and blow out your taper. Perfect. Thank you. And we'll light the two of you back in front. The bouquet for the bride. Andrea, Michael, if you love someone, you'll be loyal to them no matter what the cost. You will always stand beside them. You will always love and trust them. And you will stand your ground in defending them no matter what. Now there's a short saying that I'd like to leave with the two of you. And it simply says, don't walk in front of me. I may not follow. Don't walk behind me. I may not lead, but walk beside me as a friend. Because after all, throughout your journey together in marriage, that is what the two of you will be constantly building on, is a deeper, richer, stronger friendship built upon the foundation, your wonderful relationship that the two of you already have. So it certainly has been a joy to be part of this celebration. In the presence of friends and family, and God as witness. The two of you have showed your intentions by the exchanging of your vows and the exchanging of your rings. Therefore, with the power vested in me by the state of Nevada, it is my honor and my privilege to now be able to pronounce you as husband and wife. Michael, you may now kiss your wife, sir.
Here, here.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you for the first time Mr. and Mrs. Kent, the newlyweds.